To every single adult who is upset about Gen Z rising up and complaining about every single thing that's wrong with this world and acting like we're just whining, go fuck yourself. Because how dare you invalidate our emotions? You think that we shouldn't be upset? There are people dying for fucking product, for oil. There are people in internment camps right now going through a second Holocaust. There are hundreds of thousands of people dying right now, and you want to act like there's a fucking disease? Are you kidding me? If you aren't angry, you aren't human. I'm sick and tired of these arrogant, ignorant-ass U.S. citizens who are living in a fucking bubble of comfort, acting like everything is okay. We inherited a world that you left in shambles. I am disgusted and I am disappointed. How dare you? How dare you? If you aren't angry, then you are the problem. If you are not upset, you are the problem. We are trying to save this world, and you're trying to sit there and let it burn even more. We are done.
If you want to save someone's life and save our democracy, listen up. Trump's federal troops that are being sent out to Portland, Oregon are just the beginning. They are also being sent to Chicago and may soon be all over the country. And despite state governors asking for the troops to be removed, under the Insurrection Act, Trump has the authority to keep them there. These federal troops have been actively arresting and kidnapping peaceful protesters and also spewing up violence in order to discredit the entire Black Lives Matter movement. These acts of provoking violence will be used to label the Black Lives Matter movement as nothing but terrorists as people try to defend themselves. Upon this act, they will be able to use the Rex 84 program, where over 600 facilities will be able to hold up to 20,000 people each, with the largest facility being in Fairbanks, Alaska, that can hold up to 2 million people. All of this goes hand in hand with voter suppression to control the people and the presidency. To combat this, we have to temporarily stop the large-scale public protests, because right now they're just being used against us. Shop at people of color businesses and small businesses. Switch banks and know where your money is going. Don't just make their pockets hurt, make their pockets bleed.
The cops are throwing around words like graffiti and things like that.
It's not graffiti because it's commissioned by the building owner.
Well, I've seen.
It's technically not graffiti.
He's still working with.
People got to look at this until everyone decides if it stays. I'd rather just finish.
Is the town open today? Like right there where you're at? Oh, y'all come here.
So Gen Z, aka Gen Savage, along with our access to TikTok, have managed to ruin Trump's rally, completely destroy his app, and go after his hotels. But I think it's time we take a slightly more indirect yet effective approach. So for many years, Fox News has continued to put out extremely biased and very destructive information towards multiple groups of people, but particularly black people, especially with the recent death of George Floyd. They called out the Black Lives Matter movement for quote unquote being a cult. They've taken multiple small clips from these protests and tried to make it seem like black people are just violent as a whole. They continue to make Donald Trump seem like he's this absolute perfect president who does everything right. And to top it all off, one of their main writers, Blake Neff, who was actually a writer for Tucker Carlson, recently resigned after being exposed for being an extreme racist. I'll put his comments below. And if you watch their apology video, you would know that it was the most pathetic thing ever. With a company like Fox who heavily relies on ratings, let's show them what ratings they really deserve. Gen Savage, this is gonna be much tougher than before, so make sure you like and share this video.
How dare you?
What?
The rally. We know you were behind the rally.
Oh yeah, we were. It's kind of funny, huh? Like, can't believe we actually were able to pull that off, to be quite honest. Like, that was kind of stupid. Like, for free, honestly. Like, hilarious.
Well, you thought you were slick, huh? Well, guess what?
You didn't do anything.
Oh, not to you, but to your dear old TikTok.
What did you butt munchers do?
Oh, nothing. We just banned it from the United States of America.
You monster!
Jesse, stop. No, calm down.
No, I'm not gonna calm down. They just took away our entertainment.
They can't just do that. You guys can't just do that. You have to have valid reason, not just because they hurt your feelings. Oh, we do. We're just saying it's because we don't want foreign intelligence, such as China, to know what you're doing and that they're spying on you. Do you really think that any of us care about that? No, but the government... Well, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I'm just downloading Chinese TikTok.
They take it as a joke. My sister's no joke. My sister's a human being. And I want justice. And I want answers. Because my sister did not do this to herself. Someone did it. And it's not one someone. It's various people.
We believe that her remains were found. We believe that the suspect had killed himself in the morning. And that unfortunately doesn't provide us much information about how this happened, why this happened, why a beautiful young soldier is not with us today. This should never have happened. And we will never know what happened ever until we get a congressional investigation, because everything we were given was lies. It was evasive.
I'm gonna get backlash for this, but you know one thing I just noticed? So we really gotta pretend that everybody wasn't bullying the Asian community all the way from January to March, even a little bit of April, because of Corona, like had a lot of kids wanting to kill themselves and stuff. Like we just go pretend that never happened. But the minute the movement come, everybody wants everybody to come together and help out. But literally there were barely to nobody trying to defend the Asian community from being harassed and bullied about this virus at all. I think they deserve a big apology, bro. From all communities, they deserve at least one big apology, bro. Cause that was effed up.
This is a kids app. You need to stop. This again? Ugh. See this number over here? You know, this 12 plus? You're old enough to procreate, having kids. Therefore, you're now a young adult. Take David Farragut here. By the age of 9, joined the Navy. And the War of 1812? He was only 12 years old. He was awarded Prize Master, aka the Navy's first admiral. Times are different now. I agree. Kids have access to way more information than ever before, so they should be treated as adults more prominently. Have you noticed as time goes on, responsibilities keep being pushed back further and further into life? Wait till you're 16, 18, 21, out of college, married, kids. So many parents are so stressed out with finances, their jobs, expectations, everything, that they don't take the time to raise their own kids anymore. They veg out in front of a TV, dismiss their teenagers. You never listen to me. You don't prepare the kids for the future by sheltering them from it. And while we're at it, have you heard the lyrics on this app?
A Portland mom was sexually assaulted by federal officers last night during protest. I know it's innocent to proven guilty for police officers. Here's why I think it happened. Up until last night, officers had never charged anybody with a crime. They didn't have the precedent. But guess what they're charging Christensen with? Forcible assault on an agent and willfully entering federal property. That's Christensen in the tutu. That's her being separated from her husband. Her testimony is that the federal officer pinned her against the courthouse, flipped her skirt, and groped her breasts. I have two thoughts. One, if this were your mom or your partner, I can't imagine this wouldn't be mine. But if the charges are dropped against Christensen, as we can see in the video, then who's telling the truth?
Affairs has no power to fire police. They make a recommendation to the chief. You know what else I'm pushing for? Finding out the race of every person you pull over and arrest, so that when we see this black woman right here, and Utah's 2% black, and we already know you pull over black people at 11 times the rate of white people, the officers that do that will be terminated. What else I'm fighting for is for police not to be fired from one agency and rehired to another. That's another thing. And qualified immunity. So if she wanted to sue you, she couldn't because of qualified immunity. So I'm pushing for her to be able to sue you. So before you say, hey, I've heard you've done some really good things, make sure you know what I'm doing to you. And I'm also pushing to defund you because of this. You do not need 8 cars on one call. So if you support being defunded, that's another thing you support. So don't just come up and try to get a soundbite saying, I was nice to Lex.
Just come in the legal way. Just come in the legal way. Do you realize it's not that fucking easy? Most don't have the money. Most don't know how to access it. Most don't have family in this country to help them get it. And would you rather wait 21 years so your sons can get you papers? Or would you go now? Would you rather work for your family now? Would you rather work for your future now? And I saw some comments saying, work for your money. Work for your money. You see, it's not that fucking easy. Especially not easy if you're stuck in a cage like a fucking animal. Oh, but not all of them are stuck in a cage. Oh, well, guess what? The ones that aren't are still working hard for this country and their family. Like I said in my last video, for all you racist Americans, you guys can't even understand the struggle of how hard it is to get in this country. Do you guys not understand that not everyone can get in the legal way? Look, Raza, I want to have a voice for us. I'm doing this for our culture. I'm doing this for my people. I'm doing this for my family. I hope y'all stand with me because I ain't gonna stop. And like always, viva la raza.
Got that shit right there.
Hey, are you white and living in America and call yourself Caucasian? Stop that shit now, okay? You're not chances are you're not Caucasian. Do you know where Caucasia is? Do you even know where Caucasia is? Let me get you adjusted. Ooh, there's America. Let's come over here. That's Africa, Europe, Italy. Caucasia's there. It's racist in America to call yourself Caucasian. Do you know why? 1772, a pseudo-German scientist collected skulls, decided that the Caucasian skull was the sexiest. How anyone does that, I don't know. He decided that the Caucasian skull and race was primo, okay? And so therefore ranked them. So the term is rooted in supremacy and the way the Americans use it, because America adopted that usage of the word Caucasian to be white. Also, don't forget, you've stolen literally the ethnicity of a whole region of people who had none of this shit. They didn't ask for this.
May I ask why you're out here?
Alright. Let me give you the deets. I'm here to stop a thief from stealing my Black Lives Matter sign. You're either down with the cause or you're not. Fuck you.
Have you ever cosplayed a character with a weapon? Have you ever worried about that being a death sentence? In 2014, Darian Hunt was killed by police while cosplaying a character wielding a samurai sword. Police made a statement that he'd been shot after flashing his sword and lunging at the officers, but then an autopsy confirmed that he'd been shot 6 times. From behind. They revised their statement, but at this point it was 5 days later and neither of the officers had actually been formally interviewed about this incident. Now this is already kind of fishy, but that's not all. The state that this happened in is an open carry state, so him walking around with a sword was totally legal, provided he wasn't like swinging it at people. Which, there's a statement given by an eyewitness which seems to have been mysteriously revised from what they actually saw. Even if the police account is valid, cops aren't meant to be judge, jury, and executioner. The autopsy reported that some of the shots had an upward trajectory, which raises a question of whether he might have been shot after he'd collapsed on the ground. A petition to reopen the investigation is in my link tree. Please consider signing it. Darian's life mattered.